The Tory donor turned BBC boss, who helped facilitate an £800,000 loan to a former Prime Minister, this week again insisted he did nothing wrong. But the MPs who questioned him now disagree. In their report today, they say Mr Sharp made significant errors of judgement by not declaring when going for the BBC job that he'd discussed how a distant cousin of Boris Johnson could help the then Prime Minister with a huge six-figure loan.
What he should have done is come in and said, you know what, I made an error of judgment, I'm sorry, I clearly should have revealed this, but he didn't reveal it either to the interview panel or to the MPs.
So do you think he should resign?
I can't see how he can carry on under these circumstances. He doesn't have the support of staff in here. My mailbox is filled with staff writing to me, telling me what they think about it. And his job is to defend the BBC. And if you don't have the support of the staff, and you've received a highly critical report like this from MPs, it's difficult to see how you can continue.
Today, Richard Sharp apologised for not disclosing earlier he had acted as a go-between on the loan, and earlier in the week insisted he believed he acted in good faith.
I gave no financial advice to the Prime Minister. As I've described to you, I acted in good faith to ensure that due process was followed.
But do you not see why we might be unhappy about that?
With respect to the regret, obviously, I regret the situation.
He will now face two separate investigations. One from the Public Appointments Watchdog reviewing the appointments process, and another separate internal BBC one looking at any possible conflicts of interest.
When all the facts and information are on the table, the government and the BBC can make a judgment. But it's really for the BBC to make this decision when they've got all the facts.
It's a political appointment, wasn't it? Boris Johnson appointed.
It is. It's an appointment by the government, of course, and by the Prime Minister. But I think that, the BBC is not a silent partner in this. Their board will need to make a judgment as well.
But the Commissioner for Public Appointments, William Shawcross, has already recused himself from one inquiry, saying he actually knew Richard Sharp and had met the BBC chairman on previous occasions. A new lawyer, Adam Heppenstall, will now lead the Watchdog's inquiry to answer questions over process and any impropriety. The Select Committee report today advises Richard Sharp to consider the impact his actions have had on trust in him, the BBC, and the public appointments process as a whole.